Have you ever woken up one morning, gotten out of bed, and just felt off? Tired, bored, heavy, unmotivated. You're not sure what changed. Just a month ago, you were on top of your game, energized, focused, and moving forward with confidence. Everything was clicking. But now, it's like your motivation disappeared overnight. Don't panic. This is something we all go through. Life naturally shifts, and so do our moods and energy levels. But here's something to think about. Have you noticed how some people seem completely unshaken, even in hard times? Calm, centered, unbothered by chaos. How do they do it? The secret lies in Stoicism, an ancient philosophy that still holds incredible value today. It's not just for old Roman thinkers, it's a guide for anyone looking to live with more clarity and strength. You don't need to be a philosopher to use its wisdom. In this video, I'll walk you through 10 Stoic habits that, if practiced consistently, could help you overcome 95% of the problems you face. Not 100%, because let's be real, no one's perfect. But 95%? That's a solid win in any book. Drop a comment saying, "I'm ready," if you're excited to learn these life-changing habits. Let's get right into it, starting with habit number 1. Habit number 1. Control what is possible and accept what is not. Inner peace begins with knowing what you can change and what you can't. So many of our struggles come from trying to control the uncontrollable. But when you truly accept that some events are out of your hands and allow them to pass without resistance, you free yourself from the stress and tension of constant worry. As Marcus Aurelius, one of the most well-known Stoic philosophers, once said, "You have power over your mind, not outside events. Realize this, and you will find strength." This isn't just a wise reminder, it's a powerful message. It tells us that while we can't control everything around us, we do have the ability to shape our reactions. When we stop trying to change others or resist life's surprises, and instead master our responses, we begin to develop true strength and inner calm. Not long ago, I went through a situation that tested my ability to let go of what I couldn't control. It pushed me to think carefully about what was within my power and what wasn't. It began in a simple way. I was driving through a narrow city street, looking for a place to park. After circling a few times, I noticed a woman nearby struggling to lift a heavy box out of her car. She clearly needed help, and I could feel her frustration. Though I was exhausted from the day, I decided to pull over and give her a hand. It felt like the right thing to do. But as I walked over, another man had already stepped in to assist her. A strange wave of disappointment hit me. I'd wanted to do something kind, but I no longer had the chance. I returned to my car, silently reflecting on how quickly that opportunity slipped away from me. Just then, my phone rang. I looked at the screen and realized I had missed a crucial call, something I had been anticipating for days. I quickly tried to return it, but the feeling of frustration had already set in. My mind was racing. I started wondering, had I made the wrong choice? Did I waste my time? Was I chasing the wrong priorities, focusing too much on things I could never fully control? This experience reminded me how vital it is to focus on what we can control and let go of what we can't. The situation itself wasn't a major crisis, but the stress and confusion I felt taught me a deeper lesson. Stoic philosophy isn't about avoiding life's problems. It's about how we respond to them. It tells us that if something can be changed, we should act. If it can't, we must learn to accept it and keep moving without letting it affect our inner peace. That's when I truly understood that peace comes not from trying to control everything, but from drawing a clear line between what's in our hands and what's not. When we focus only on what we can do, we protect our energy and keep a calm, confident state of mind. This is at the heart of Stoic teaching, remaining steady no matter the chaos around us. That's how we maintain dignity in all situations, no matter how uncertain they seem. Habit number 2, practice paying attention and living in the present. Paying attention to the now is not just a mindfulness trick. It's a way of life. It's also one of the greatest keys to lasting happiness. But what exactly does it mean to be present? Each of us might have a different answer. Some may question if it even matters. What truly matters, though, is finding our personal understanding of presence, not as a concept, but as something we can feel and live with, day by day. When we talk about living in the present, we're not suggesting we ignore the past or future. The past teaches us, and the future gives us something to aim for. But presence means not being trapped in past regrets or future worries. It's about not letting your thoughts drift so far that they rob you of the moment you're living right now, because this moment is the only one you can truly act within. This habit allows us to protect our inner peace. When you stop worrying about what's already happened or stressing over what might come next, you can finally enjoy the present, the only time where life actually unfolds. You may be surprised to know that even a visionary like Elon Musk holds a similar view. Musk, the mind behind SpaceX and Tesla, often talks about the importance of focusing on the now rather than constantly stressing about the future. In one of his interviews, Musk said, "I don't worry too much about the future because I focus on making today the best it can be." His message is clear. If we ignore the present, we lose our only real chance to create change. The ancient Stoic philosopher Marcus Aurelius expressed this perfectly when he said, "The happiness of your life depends upon the quality of your thoughts." Your mindset creates your reality, and your thoughts guide how you experience every moment of your life. When you're rooted in the present, you have the power to shape your thoughts instead of letting them drift aimlessly. You stop wasting energy on what can't be changed and start focusing on what you can actually influence. This is where you begin to develop self-mastery, protecting your mental space from outside distractions. Soon, you'll understand that what really matters isn't what has been or what will be, but how you choose to show up in this very moment. Only by staying grounded in the present can you notice the small, quiet openings that life offers. These are the chances to grow, to act, to appreciate what you have, and to shape a better path forward. When you give the present your full attention, the future often takes care of itself, one moment at a time. So rather than letting your thoughts spiral into endless concerns about what might happen, shift your focus to the here and now. Begin paying close attention and fully immerse yourself in the present. That simple change is how most of life's challenges can be addressed, by acting with intention in this moment. When your thoughts and emotions are in harmony with what's truly happening around you, that's when peace and real happiness begin to grow. Now, are you ready to continue your journey into Stoicism? Let's move into one of its most essential teachings, the practice of virtue. It's a core method for building self-discipline and living with purpose. But what exactly is virtue, and how can it transform the way you live? Let's take a closer look. Habit number 3, practice virtue. Do you approach every task with your full effort? Are you committed to choosing what's right over what's easy? These questions force us to pause and reflect, and they form the very foundation of a Stoic life. Stoicism is not just a set of beliefs, it's a discipline expressed through your actions, your thoughts, and your choices every single day. That's why practicing virtue moment by moment is the true path to a fulfilling and resilient life. The Stoics taught that virtue isn't something vague or distant. It's practical and can be lived out daily. It rests on 4 core values: wisdom, justice, courage, and temperance. Every choice you make should align with at least one of these guiding principles. This is why Stoic wisdom tells us not to see virtue as something lofty or unreachable. It's in the small, repeated choices of everyday life. A powerful modern example of living by virtue is Mahatma Gandhi. He was not only a remarkable leader, but also a living embodiment of unwavering moral values. Throughout his lifetime, Gandhi never turned to violence to resolve disputes. Instead, he chose a path grounded in peace, justice, and nonviolent resistance. Through his consistent commitment to these principles, Gandhi played a vital role in securing India's independence without the use of force. His life stands as clear proof that when we choose virtue, even in the most difficult times, we can bring about meaningful, lasting transformation. As the Stoic philosopher Epictetus once said, "Wealth consists not in having great possessions, but in having few wants." This statement reminds us that true wealth lies not in material abundance, but in mastering our desires. In life, it's easy to chase after possessions or become trapped by endless ambition. But from a Stoic perspective, practicing virtue starts with recognizing that lasting happiness doesn't come from gaining more. It comes from learning how to need less. This is the essence of temperance, one of Stoicism's core virtues. So ask yourself honestly, can you bring more virtue into your daily routine, into your thoughts, words, and decisions? Virtue isn't something reserved for rare or extraordinary situations. It's something you can live by every day, even in the smallest actions. Whether it's responding to challenges with wisdom or treating others with fairness and courage, you'll find that a life rooted in virtue is not only possible, it's fully within your reach. So, what are your thoughts on incorporating virtue into daily life? Feel free to share your reflections in the comments below. Now let's move on to habit number 4, contemplating death. Death. How do you respond to the idea of it? Is it something you reflect on from time to time, or does it bring discomfort and worry? These are questions that many have found themselves asking more frequently in recent years. The global pandemic reminded us of life's fragility and that death is a reality we all must eventually face. If the 19th century avoided talking about sex, then modern times have made death the ultimate taboo. We're often conditioned to steer away from thoughts of mortality, believing that thinking about it only invites sadness or fear. But in Stoic philosophy, contemplating death isn't about fear. It's about clarity. It's a powerful practice meant to deepen how we live. The Stoic idea of memento mori, or remember you must die, encourages us to reflect on life's impermanence. Rather than paralyzing us, this reminder creates urgency and awareness in our daily choices. When we embrace the reality of death, it doesn't fill us with dread. It sharpens our focus on what truly matters. What we fear isn't death itself, but the possibility of spending our lives on things that don't matter. When we fully accept that our time is limited, we begin to live with greater intention. Seneca, one of Stoicism's most respected voices, often wrote about death, urging us to meet it not with resistance, but with calm acceptance. He is well known for saying, "It is not that we have a short time to live, but that we waste a lot of it." This quote highlights that death itself isn't unexpected. It's inevitable. What truly shortens our lives isn't time itself, but our failure to use it wisely. The real tragedy isn't the fact that we die, but that we often live without truly acknowledging that death will come. Reflecting on death helps us recognize how temporary life is. It urges us to question whether we are living with intention or simply going through the motions. When we grasp that time is limited, each moment gains more value. Death shouldn't make us fear life. It should inspire us to live more purposefully. By accepting it as a constant presence, we learn to take bold steps and focus on what truly counts. Imagine standing on the edge of a cliff, looking out into an endless sky. Knowing the fall is possible doesn't ruin the view, it intensifies its beauty. In the same way, being aware of death doesn't diminish life's joy, it enhances it. It encourages us to reflect. If today were my last, would I be content with how I've lived? Would I feel proud of the decisions I've made and the person I've become? The Stoic tradition of meditating on death isn't about dwelling in fear. It's an invitation to live more truthfully, to leave behind what distracts us, and to dedicate ourselves to personal growth. Accepting death brings clarity, and with it, the chance to live a life that is truly meaningful. So, memento mori, remember that you will die, and let this thought inspire you to live with purpose and to the fullest. Share your memento mori comment below if you're ready to embrace death and live without hesitation. I'd love to hear your thoughts in the comment section. Habit number 5, develop emotional strength. Emotions are the greatest driving forces behind every action we take. They have the power to lead us in any direction, even the wrong one. We've all seen instances where emotions prompted rash decisions, resulting in regrets. However, when we learn to understand and control our emotions, they can become a powerful tool, enabling us to face challenges with calmness, clarity, and resilience. Emotional strength isn't about repressing or ignoring our feelings. It's about recognizing them and guiding them in ways that serve us. True mental strength doesn't come from avoiding difficulties or never feeling weak. On the contrary, it's about knowing how to handle and master emotions, even during the toughest trials. For instance, an average person might get angry when faced with criticism, allowing negative emotions to overwhelm them and harm relationships. But someone practicing Stoicism, who recognizes that criticism is not a personal attack, but an opportunity to grow, will stay composed, addressing the situation with wisdom and reason. This doesn't mean they won't feel anger or frustration, but they are able to control these feelings and prevent them from dictating their actions. One of the well-known quotes by Stoic philosopher Marcus Aurelius is, "You have power over your mind, not outside events. Realize this, and you will find strength." This quote highlights the fact that while we can't control external situations, we do have control over how we respond to them. Once we recognize that we can't change what happens around us, but we can control our reactions and emotions, we begin to feel more empowered and resilient when faced with challenges. Imagine you're in a crucial meeting and everyone around you is tense. Suddenly, a colleague criticizes a decision you've made. In that moment, your emotions might spike, tempting you to defend yourself right away. But instead of reacting impulsively, you take a deep breath, acknowledge your feelings, and choose to respond thoughtfully. You speak calmly, assess the issue objectively, and use this chance to present your viewpoint clearly. This is the essence of emotional control. You can steer your response instead of letting emotions control you. Developing emotional strength not only helps you handle tough situations, but it also allows you to stay calm and composed when life presents critical moments. When you master your emotions, you become more resilient, facing challenges head-on without losing your balance. This not only boosts your confidence, but also strengthens your relationships, helps you understand others better, and most importantly, allows you to preserve your own self-respect. Now, if you're ready to embark on a new phase of growth, I'd like to invite you to try something truly transformative. Think about how gratitude can contribute to your mental strength. Have you ever considered that appreciating the small things in life could be a significant step toward emotional stability? This is the next habit we're diving into, and you might be surprised at the impact gratitude can have on your life. The upcoming tips will help you break through life's challenges, so stay with us. We're just getting started. Habit number 6. Count on gratitude. Gratitude has an incredible ability to shift our perspective. Instead of fixating on what's missing, the difficulties we face, or the imperfections in our lives, gratitude forces us to pause, reflect, and appreciate the good things that are already present. This feeling is not just a simple acknowledgement, but a source of positive energy that helps foster a more optimistic, happier outlook on life. The truth is, when you choose to view everything through the lens of gratitude, the quality of your thoughts improves, your mood lifts, and you begin to see the world around you in a completely new way. Blake McCoskey, the founder of Tom's Shoes, faced numerous challenges while building his brand. When he first started, he had no significant investment and was competing in a crowded market. Despite these obstacles, Blake made it a habit to write down things he was grateful for every day. For him, this practice wasn't just a way to lift his spirits. It was also a method for viewing life through a more positive lens. Every morning, Blake would jot down even the smallest victories, like a successful meeting or enjoying a peaceful morning. He also recorded simple moments such as support from his team or kind messages from customers. This habit helped him recognize that, no matter how tough the circumstances were, there was always something to be grateful for. There were always good things to appreciate. With persistence and the optimistic mindset nurtured by this habit, Tom's Shoes not only became a globally recognized brand, but also built a strong reputation for bringing positive change to the community. Blake's story is a testament to how a grateful mindset can create immense power to overcome challenges and achieve success. By applying gratitude to our lives, we cultivate not just a positive outlook, but also patience and the ability to navigate difficulties. Gratitude helps us feel happier, calmer, and more insightful, especially in stressful situations. When we find reasons to be thankful, even during tough times, we know we have truly mastered our emotions. Gratitude, therefore, isn't just a habit. It's a transformative method that helps us maintain inner peace and reminds us that life is worth living. Happiness isn't a destination. It's a state we choose to nurture each day through small but profoundly impactful thoughts and actions. Habit number 7, keep it simple. Consider how many decisions you make daily. There are countless choices happening throughout your day, from the trivial, what should I have for breakfast, to the more significant, Should I continue this relationship? Each day, you're faced with one decision after another. It can be overwhelming with so much happening in every area of life, and you might feel the need to simplify. While this may seem like an easy task, knowing exactly how and where to scale back can be a real challenge. Today, we're going to discuss an important Stoic habit that can help reduce stress and bring clarity to your life. Keep things simple. By reducing complexity and focusing only on what truly matters, you can live a simpler, more fulfilling life. The Stoic philosophy has long advocated simplifying life in order to achieve tranquility. Marcus Aurelius, one of the greatest Stoic philosophers, famously said, "The more we value things outside our control, the less control we have." This quote reminds us that when we focus too much on things beyond our control, we lose our sense of autonomy. Simplifying means eliminating what is unnecessary and narrowing our focus to what's truly important, which ultimately brings freedom and peace. When we talk about simplifying, the first step is removing what is unnecessary. We can start by examining the smallest habits in our daily routines. A great example is Marie Kondo's KonMari method, which encourages people to keep only those items that truly add value or bring joy to their lives. Removing unnecessary things doesn't just declutter our physical spaces, it also helps clear our minds, offering a sense of lightness and clarity. By applying this principle, you can eliminate mental clutter as well, creating a peaceful, focused mindset. Often, we complicate our lives by giving too much attention to trivial matters. While many choices are inevitable, we have the power to decide not to let these choices dominate our lives. When you start practicing the habit of keeping things simple, you'll quickly notice a shift in how you feel. You'll experience less stress, and both big and small decisions will become easier to make. More importantly, you'll realize that what truly matters in life isn't the complexity of situations or things beyond your control, but rather what you consciously choose to focus on. Imagine a life where simplicity rules, free from overwhelming decisions and clutter. Start today and embrace the lightness this habit brings. If you're ready to simplify even further, don't miss the next habit on the list: practicing self-discipline. This powerful Stoic habit helps you stay focused and determined, no matter the distractions or temptations life throws your way. Practicing self-discipline doesn't just bring long-term rewards, it helps you take control of each moment. Let's dive into how you can implement this habit in the next section. Every day, we face countless distractions, challenges in focusing, and temptations that threaten to pull us away from our goals. Have you ever struggled to stick to the commitments you've made, even with something as simple as completing a task or sticking to a long-term plan? When we face difficulties, it's easy to fall into the trap of procrastination and lose control. Whether you're trying to study for an exam, lose weight, quit bad habits, or work toward a major goal, self-discipline and willpower are the key factors that will determine your success on that journey. Why do some people persist more effectively than others? What is their secret? And how can you develop self-discipline to achieve success in life? The key lies in a powerful yet simple concept: self-discipline. Self-discipline isn't just about avoiding temptations or immediately restraining yourself. It's a continual process of building inner strength with each decision and every steady step along the journey. It's the force that helps us stay on track with our goals, remain determined, and act in line with our values, even when we're confronted with challenges or distractions. Self-discipline is the quality that empowers you to overcome laziness and procrastination, enabling you to achieve what truly matters. Take a look at the legendary Michael Jordan. His reputation wasn't built solely on his raw talent, but also on his remarkable self-discipline. Throughout his career, Jordan set precise goals and pursued them relentlessly, even when facing numerous obstacles. One iconic example of his discipline is how he practiced rigorously, even after reaching the peak of his success. Jordan understood that success doesn't stem from natural talent alone. It's the result of consistent effort and discipline in every practice session. His exceptional skills were important, but it was his discipline in constantly striving for improvement and relentlessly chasing his goals that set him apart. Each practice session was an opportunity to get closer to perfection, and it was this unwavering self-discipline that propelled him from victory to victory. Self-discipline is more than just hard work. It's about persistence, determination, and never giving up. The habits you practice every day form the foundation of your success. Whether you're building a career, working on personal development, or transforming your lifestyle, self-discipline is the essential factor. It's a skill that can be honed over time, and by committing to it, you pave the way for meaningful progress and growth. No matter what your goals are, whether it's building a career, enhancing personal development, or changing lifestyle habits, self-discipline is the key. It's a skill that develops over time, and it's only through consistent commitment to maintaining discipline that true progress happens. So, take a moment to leave a comment below this video saying, "I practice self-discipline," as a personal pledge to stay focused and dedicated. When life throws challenges your way, one of the most important factors in overcoming them is not necessarily the achievements you make, but your ability to bounce back. This ability, known as resilience, is far more than just perseverance. It's the inner strength to rise after every setback. Resilience is the defining characteristic that separates those who get constantly knocked down from those who continue moving forward despite adversity. In Stoic philosophy, this idea is articulated by Marcus Aurelius, who emphasized that difficulties should not be avoided, but rather embraced as opportunities for growth. Resilience doesn't only emerge from major failures in life or work, but is also shaped by the smaller everyday challenges. Whether it's dealing with a broken relationship, making a wrong decision, or facing personal failure, resilience is built through these experiences. When someone faces pain or loss, like a tough breakup or the failure to achieve a significant goal, they may initially feel overwhelmed, as though a dark cloud is hovering over them. At that moment, it's crucial to ask a simple yet powerful question: can I bounce back? If the answer is yes, then recovery becomes possible. That's when people begin to learn how to rise from the pain, reflect on themselves, and discover opportunities for growth, regardless of the circumstances. One powerful example of resilience is the story of legendary football player Alex Smith. In 2018, Smith suffered a severe leg injury during a game, requiring complex surgery and a long recovery process. It seemed like his career had ended, but Smith didn't give up. Instead of giving in to despair, he dedicated himself to a full year of physical and mental recovery. He did recovery exercises daily, with perseverance and determination. And when he returned, not only did he get back on the field, but he also had an incredible season. In 2020, Smith led the Washington football team into the playoffs after a tough season. His story isn't just about sports. It's about willpower and the strength to recover from life's major challenges. Resilience isn't something that comes easily, but it is something we can learn and nurture over time. The key is in accepting that difficulties are an unavoidable part of life, and that each challenge is an opportunity to strengthen our inner selves. In fact, when we experience failure, we not only learn how to rise, but also gain the chance to reassess ourselves, improve our self-control, and develop a clearer understanding of our true desires and goals. Now, we come to the final habit in this series of Stoic habits that address 95% of life's problems: purposeful action. This habit will open new doors, where you're no longer just surviving, but actively growing through the very challenges that life throws your way. Are you ready to face challenges head-on and emerge even stronger than before? Habit number 10 is to act with purpose. In today's world, where distractions are constant and the noise of daily life is overwhelming, living with purpose is more than just good advice. It's one of the key elements that can determine your success and happiness. Acting with a clear purpose not only gives us a sense of direction, but also fuels the motivation to take deliberate action each day. When you know what you want to achieve, every effort you make has meaning, and every step becomes part of a larger, more rewarding journey. From a young age, I met a man named Edward who taught me an invaluable lesson about the power of purposeful action. Edward had an unassuming appearance, but it was his clarity of purpose and the decisiveness in his actions that left a lasting impression on me. During a meeting, an important issue needed to be addressed, and while everyone was debating, one person in the group tried to escalate the situation. Instead of getting involved in that argument, Edward simply sat back, listened, and waited. After a moment of silence, all eyes turned to him, and the room became still. Edward stood up and said one powerful sentence: "We have a goal, and we will not be distracted by debates that lead nowhere." His words served as a reminder of the strength that comes with focus and purposeful action. Suddenly, the room became quiet, and the meeting proceeded in the right direction, resolving the issue without deviating from the original goal. Edward's story serves as a prime example of how acting with purpose helps maintain self-respect and emotional control. When we are driven by a clear purpose, conflicts, distractions, or disagreements lose their power to derail us. Instead of being reactive, we learn to approach every challenge with a new perspective, one that allows us to respond with clarity and composure. This mindset not only helps us act more effectively, but also allows us to remain calm and respectful in all situations. Living with a strong purpose enables us to focus our time and energy wisely. Rather than drifting through life without direction, each decision and every action we take becomes a meaningful step toward a defined objective, leading us to work more efficiently and live more fully. Now imagine waking up each day, not because you have to, but because you're excited to take steps toward a bigger dream. With purpose in your heart, even the smallest task becomes important. You begin to see how your actions are pieces of a greater puzzle that you're steadily solving. Instead of feeling overwhelmed or helpless, you regain control. Your choices are intentional, and you become the driver of your life's journey. Living with purpose isn't just a lifestyle, it's a powerful way to take ownership of your destiny. When you act with intent, you not only shape your own path, but also influence the outcome of your efforts. You no longer get lost in distractions because every step matters. Always remember, living with purpose may not be the easiest path, but it is the one that leads to fulfillment, achievement, and joy. Let every move you make be a conscious stride toward what truly matters. These 10 Stoic habits can truly help you solve up to 95% of conclusion. Life struggles, from managing emotions and staying composed to building self-respect and handling any situation with grace, can be transformed through these Stoic habits. They not only guide you toward a more peaceful and fulfilling life, but also strengthen your inner character, helping you face obstacles with resilience and clarity. Keep in mind, even the smallest positive habits, when practiced consistently, can create profound and lasting change in your life. Now it's your turn. What are your thoughts on these Stoic habits? Have you tried applying any of them in your daily life? I'd love to hear about your experiences, so feel free to share in the comments below. If you found value in this video, give it a like, share it with someone who might need these insights, and make sure to subscribe to the channel for more powerful content ahead. Thanks for watching, and I'll catch you in the next one.